for checking out my video. Just want to give you guys a quick update on the letter carrier contract. Brian Renfroe had a podcast out recently where he talked about the rap session, the conference from last month. And I wanted to give you guys an idea of what was discussed, and I'll give you guys a breakdown. He says they're still in the process of selecting the arbitrator. So likely that'll be early next year that they select the arbitrator and get started. And they'll start sharing more of their points for the arbitration then. They don't want to disclose anything before then. I guess they don't want to give anybody a heads up that's not a member already. And he says the main focus is still on getting rid of Table 2 and creating a new pay scale. That way Table 1 and Table 2 are going to be together. There's not going to be multiple different pay scales. He's starting in top pay for everyone. And, this is all still happening with the wins that we've been seeing with the private sector unions like Teamsters or UAW. And what I think, even Brian said it specifically, he's trying to use the Postal Restructuring Act of 1970, which is something that is a law that says that specifically if the private sector has gains in wages, that we need to be competitive with that. And I think that's going to be the main argument he uses in arbitration. And I think it's a strong case, because if you look at what the Teamsters are getting, what the UAW is getting, we're not even getting close to matching any of the other unions, and our pays reflecting that. And I think it's easier now to make that case that we're not competitive in terms of pay. So that law kind of gives us a leg up in negotiations, which is why the post office is trying probably harder to try to settle out of arbitration, because they know they're probably going to lose. But always the difficult part is going to be their finances. So it's still, even if we have a clear case, it's down to the difficult part is the finances of the post office. They're not that great most of the time. And I think this year we had like a $6.5 billion loss. So it'll be interesting to see if how much we can get out of arbitration with that going on. And if the letter carriers union is able to win in that arbitration, of course that'll trickle down to the other unions, and that'll help the whole post office. Well, it'll be one of the biggest changes in the pay scale for the post office since 2012, since the Table 2. He touched on the arrow key robberies and assaults that have been going on with carriers. He says the post office is working on a replacement for the arrow key locks, but they need legislation to also provide funding for local prosecution, local federal prosecutors that haven't been prosecuting as much as they would like to, dissuade people from going after carriers and stuff like that. And it's ironic because not that long ago, the Postal Police Union was in arbitration and won, where an arbitrator agreed that the Postal Union, the Postal Police, should be patrolling the letter carriers' routes and protecting them wherever they can. They have jurisdiction to protect the carriers, but for some reason the post office doesn't want to do that. They keep trying to invent reasons for why postal police can't be postal police except in the facilities, which doesn't make sense to me, but that's why they want to get the legislation done to at least get the prosecutions up if they can't use their postal police. And that Brian Renfroe said that is going to be his main priority for next year. His number one priority is funding that legislation, getting that legislation passed to increase funding and prosecutions, and replacement of locks for the arrow keys. And yeah, I just want to provide that quick update. Hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for checking out my video.